prevent them from actually doing that right now?
You guys, you still have a long way to walk. I can tell you, you still have you just rule by the person who just remove the oppressors and oppress you.
Hold on, Ralph, wait, I'll come to you now. Wait, just hold on. Well, I'll give you a chance, Ralph, because you are Zimbabwean, so you can also explain your constitution. Okay, Ralph, let's give you, so you answer. Try and answer Mamfundisi, because it seems like you want to really speak. So let me give you your time.
I mean, I'm fine, headsman. I was just going to raise that.
No problem. No problem. No, you can, yeah, it's okay. Ralph, answer, and then we give Muratiwa to speak because she's been waiting. I'll give you 3 minutes.
All right. When it comes to Zimbabwe's constitution, it's actually put into act by the Senate government, and we believe the Senate it's just a group. They are also elected by the people, so they are the better representative to actually endorse or put it into legislation. You understand? And as Zimbabwe, we don't seek validation from anyone in order to put our constitution into an act. Like, we don't go to anyone saying, hey, can you please check whether this is fair or this is right. We put Zimbabwean interests first before any foreigner can actually tell us what to do when it comes to issues regarding Zimbabwe. So plus, I think even you can check with the foreign relations. I think Zimbabwe was the most sanctioned African country, or even, I think even one of the top 3 in the whole world. And it also has to do with such issues. You understand? Just because we are being put or being held accountable for standing up on our right as Zimbabweans. Like, literally, we own everything, even the constitution. It's for Zimbabweans. Hopefully, I did answer you perfectly well, and it's transparent. It's for everyone. You can fight it, but you only fight it through the constitution. You cannot just let a normal citizen come up and say, me, I'm against the constitution because of this and this and this and this. Yes, there are human rights organizations in Zimbabwe, but I don't think they are intelligent enough as people from ZanuPF to actually ridicule that. So yeah, that's Zimbabwe's constitution. Thank you.
Let me ask you this, Ralph. When your constitution was drawn and printed, who was the countries that rubber stamped it? I'm sure the UN probably rubber stamped you in the UK. It was a good constitution.
Yes, it was done at the Lancaster House in the UK, but we just saw even though it was done in the UK, but back here at home, that's why we had to go after our land, because some of the detail, like what is actually aired out to the public, is not what is actually in correct principle or in correct sense. You understand? That's why we Zimbabweans took the land. Some hidden detail says it that some of the information is not for the ordinary citizen. It belongs to the governments. Remember, this is a national security thing, and only people of high profile and key political positions, like that time it was Mugabe, obviously some of the details weren't going to be available to a normal Zimbabwean. Hopefully I did answer you well.
Yeah, I don't know if
the
you
2013 constitution was not approved in Lancaster. The 2013 constitution was not approved.
No, that one was an amendment. That one was an amendment. But we are
currently
that one was
using
an
the
amendment.
2013 constitution.
Yes, that one was an amendment. That one was an amendment.
Parliament only.
Now I'm saying that one was an amendment, but we say what governs or what employs or where it started from. You understand? It was actually drafted. Remember when we took the land, it had to be. Remember when obviously the constitution is going to be revised, but where it started, where it was introduced, when it was introduced, it actually takes you back to 2018. And now you're saying just because it was amended in 2013, that's why I said it's ever evolving. The legislators or the senators in the government have a right to vote to actually change it to whatever situation. Remember, times are changing. Everything is ever evolving. You understand? So I just took you like when it was introduced. I don't care about the amendments.
No, thanks for muting. Rasta, you wanted to say something before?
All right. I just want to say this. Sorry. Yes, I wanted to say I fought on the comments with Mr. Omega. When you find him, tell him I apologize. We fought in the comments and I muted him. Now he disappeared on me and unmuted him. Whenever you see him, tell him I apologized, bro. Sharp.
Okay, cool. We'll do that. Ratiwa, let me give you 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Actually, thank you. I've got a question to ask. Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh,
Go ahead.
okay. I wanted to ask Ralph. Ralph, are you having issues with electricity in what's this, Harare?
Okay. I just who is it
Yes
that
or
you
no?
have?
Please don't explain. Please don't
No, we are
explain.
not.
Are you
No,
having
we are not.
electricity? Are you having water issues in Harare?
Some parts like it's under
A yes or
consideration.
no?
Under
Yes or no?
consideration. Under consideration.
Okay, Susu. As I'm gonna ask you the same question. Do you know of any water issues in Harare? Okay, she's on mute. All right, I'll pass that because you're not being what's this, honest, Ralph. But I wanted to say headsman, that a lot of these neighboring countries or our African countries always look at the issue, the social grant, as if it's a jab. I just want to say you guys should actually be learning, and you guys should actually be fighting in your country for the same rights, because considering the many minerals we have in our different countries, you guys should be getting those grants irrespective of the circumstances that are happening in your countries. Reality is, one of the reasons why you won't find South Africans bothering you in your country, it's because our government is taking care of its people. We celebrate grants. We welcome grants. And I think I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of South Africans. I wish they could give they could increase some of these grants. So you're not putting any jab on us, Ralph, by saying people should be going. Reality is, your people, your disabled people that can't see, that don't have legs, that even your med people are here at our robots. Typically you won't find a disabled South African at the robots asking for money, but you'll find a Zimbabwean. Why? Because the government is not taking care of them. So we celebrate grants in our country. It's not a form of jab at all. You're not scoring any points at all by talking about our grants. We appreciate them, and we almost wish that they could increase them. Thank you.
Exactly. You said it all. The day, Ralph,
Thank
your
you.
government give the people the grants, you will never see them Zimbabwean on the robots begging. You will never see the children of Zimbabwe underground, the mine, lost their lives there. You will never see your children exploited by the Chinese. But because of this mentality of you, imagine that's a young man who's talking like this. Yeah, that's what the meaning of the grants. It's not meaning of it's spoiling people. No, for the people who can't help themselves. And these grants, it's a tax of the people of South Africa. It comes from the sweat of the people of South Africa. It's not for just people they are crying for grants. They pay it. We pay the tax so that our government will maintain the services, will give the people who are suffering. We are giving each other. You understand? We are building each other. But now if you are
And
saying,
just to add on that, reality is, Ralph, your 10-year-olds, your 15-year-olds, your 20-year-olds, your 18-year-olds are on construction sites here in South Africa. They can't even speak a word of English. Why? Because they cannot afford to go to school. Your government should be giving its people free education. Reality is a lot of the problems that you have in your country, it is because of your government, the way it is run. You can support it as much as you want, but it will never change the fact that it's failing to do the basics for its people. We've got your children are standing at the robots of the streets because they can't afford education, and that is a human right. It should be in Zimbabwe as well. The poor should not be paying for education, and it's a fact. If maybe you could afford it, I would understand. But reality is, even in what's this what's your capital city, you guys are not getting that free education. It needs to be paid, and you can't afford it. If you could afford it, it's one thing, but you can't afford it. Your country is a mess, and it's about time you call it out for what it is. That will be the beginning of you guys actually getting help, by acknowledging the problems that you are having in your country. You can't come up here and say your constitution is serving you well, or you are happy with your constitution, when you don't have the freedom of speech in your country. That is pathetic. Honestly, for a young man to be coming up here and speaking the way you are speaking, it's unbelievable. You almost really sound silly. You can't do that, Ralph.
Okay. Just because let me tell you, let me just do a background check. Like, whenever someone comes up here, he's
Ralph,
okay.
Ralph, no, I'm giving you a time. It's actually you has to speak. Let me just give you a timer. How? That's all I'm trying to do. Hold on, guys. Hey, take your timer, Ralph. Your 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay. People should actually be inspired that there are young men who are very revolutionary in ideas. When it comes to local politics, government politics, the way we as Zimbabweans engage with the international community. I understand the reason why we fought in Zimbabwe what is known as the Chimburenga War. You understand? I understand that their sufferings, their pain, and what they were fighting for. You understand? And it's logically clicked into my mindset that there is no one who's going to make me distance myself from ZanuPF. Like, I love it. You understand? Like 100%. And that's why you always find me so unattractive, especially to the audience, just because you don't see this more often in Zimbabwe. Yet you are seeing. And to be honest, I've always been saying this. ZanuPF, I think, has gained 3 times more popularity ever since we held the 2023 elections. You can even check the statistics. There are so many people. Like, I just wonder, like, just a few individuals just are here. Those that are here who say, ZanuPF is just because of this, ZanuPF is just because of this. But no, guys, ZanuPF is more popular. And I always say this, it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. We are there, and we will make sure that the future is going to be carried forward by young people like us. And I'm not just saying I want to be the president or what. I don't know, like, but I'm just saying that the future is bright, especially when we have young minds like me who also understand how it is to fight for the land and to recognize the Chimburenga War, the Chimburenga One. We really owe it to Mbuyane Hunter, Kakuli, Joshua Nkomo. Those are true patriots, you understand? Pan-Africanity in everyone. You understand? Black economy, black ownership, 51% share ownership. It has to represent Zimbabweans first, and those that are sidelining with the opposition. One day you come to realization that Zimbabwe is actually safer in the ZanuPF hands other than any other political party. I know that in Zimbabwe, the rule of law, everyone has a right to a political party, and people like I'm not going to leave you. I'll actually persuade you why you should come and support ZanuPF. It's our country. You understand? That's why we are, even it's Zimbabwe's annual, like, it's Zimbabwe's Africa. You understand? That's what it's our nation. And ZANU, it involves every Zimbabwean. You understand? And now, when people say Zimbabwe is not improving, Zimbabwe is doing this, okay, why do we have so many big investors, those that are managed like Dangote? We know he just signed a deal that is worth 1 billion. When he came, he wanted to invest under the Mugabe regime, but he failed to get the deal done. Why? Because he didn't believe in the policies. Only now that the government is now headed by Mnangagwa, that's when he actually put the pen to paper to actually say, yo, it's okay, I'm going to sign this 1 billion deal, because he understands, like, he now gets the concept of the way Zimbabwe is moving. IMF actually said Zimbabwe is the fastest Southern African development country that is ever growing. You can check the statistics. Me, I just speak with evidence. I hate people who come up with narratives, no statistics or whatever, and people just coming up, people like Mamfundisi, like, yo, you are now instigating the youth not to support ZanuPF. And people, I think the youth are intelligent enough to actually notice that, yo, we are being misled here by old women like you who will say we are fighting for change. Change will come from within. There is no way that I'm going to distance myself from ZanuPF. Why can't you join ZanuPF, suggest your problems, and we give you solutions to the problems? I know that Zimbabwe, like those that are crying for grants and saying we get it through tax, the reason why people are not receiving grants yet is because we have bigger problems to tackle. You understand? How can we give you a grant when people are having electricity issues, water issues? And remember, we are trying to fix a country that was long sanctioned before. You understand? And now you have to explore your mind, be very open-minded, take the problems into consideration and how much they have to spend in order to actually solve the problem. You understand? When you come up with such assaults or insults, especially on platforms like this, you understand? The government has to disperse billions to actually cater for every person's need. And economically, Zimbabwe, we are improving, but we are not yet there to give you what you want. But it's a change. We are moving in stages. So Vision 2030.
Headman, can I respond to what Moranti said?
It's your time to make a submission. Take your 5 minutes. Go.
Okay. Okay, Moranti, like Zimbabwe doesn't have like let me say very good social protection safety nets like South Africa, Botswana, and all those other countries, for example, right? Because, like our country really, it has got very limited fiscal space. If you look at our employment, we've got very high employment rates. We are highly informal. We have very poor tax revenue collection systems. And basically, that our economy at the moment is very unstable. We don't have our own currency. We're dependent on other countries' currencies at the moment, like I said earlier. So for our social grants, most of the social grants, I'll now put that in brackets, is mainly from like NGOs, like our USAID, for example, and most of those grants will go to areas, for example, like farming, education, like in the rural areas and stuff. The government doesn't really cater for the very poor, or for those people who really have nothing. They cater for the people like Ralph, these hungry young politicians who want to move forward and carry, the torch of corruption in Africa. So yeah, it is very, very difficult when it comes to grants, and it's very sad when we look at our disabled people, for example. It's not nice when we see them in foreign countries standing at the robots and begging the blind people, for example, in foreign trains. Begging for assistance. It's really not nice. Our government should actually be able to accommodate the disabled, for example, and the elderly, for example. And that is why I always like to give credit to the diasporans, especially, and the few Zimbabweans who are trying to make it work within Zimbabwe, for actually being able to try to sustain, those few families, their families and individuals within the country. If the Zimbabwean government is able to give people fancy cars and able to enrich the people like Ralph, then they should be actually very capable in assisting the disabled and the orphans and the elderly people within the country. So we definitely do have a very broken government ruling party. It's completely broken, completely corrupted, and they are passing on that corruption. And that's why they have given seed to the likes of Ralph, who definitely do not see or respect humans with any form of human. Basically, they do have absolutely complete, total disrespect, completely. And these are the kind of people who will just continue to make the situations worse within our country.
Thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sue. Thank you. Yeah, no, we hear that you want your people back home, but Ralph, man. Why is it when you talk, people are saying, they're tired, they're leaving? Hi, Ralph. People, don't be angry with Ralph. Ralph is a politician. It is political ideology, my people. He will not change. For those that have Moratiwa, I know she's trying to get him to change. You won't, my dear. You've met Ralph today. He's very steadfast. He's like a tree. He's steadfast in his beliefs, so you won't change him. You will not. You will talk till the cows come home and Ralph will just stick to his guns. That's Ralph for you. This is what happens when young people are strong in their belief system. But yeah, let's move. Farmers, are you back? Or do I still need to deal with Ralph?
Hi, please deal with Ralph. Me, I don't have the strength. Morati will explain.
I'm seeing the people saying drop Ralph, but we're tired. So I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, he's very steadfast. There's nothing. Somebody asked Ralph that you spoke about 1 billion, and they asked a very relevant question. Maybe I'll pose to you to say, what is 1 billion to 15 billion that was actually stolen? Well, do you understand? You cannot be bringing up numbers, but then if you're saying investing 1 billion instead of 15 billion is better.
Question to Ralph.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ralph.
All right. The 15 billion, it is actually accredited to the Mugabe regime. It has nothing to do with the current government. It has nothing. We abstain or we distance ourselves from that 15 billion. And a commission of inquiry is actually being done or to realize how it got disbanded or misused, because it was there. We do acknowledge that it was stolen, but not by the current government. That's why Mugabe is no longer in power, and unfortunately, he is dead, gone, long buried under the ground. And I don't think you're going to get any valid answers from that. Rather, we shift our mindset on seeking solutions to the future. I mean, other than going back to realize what happened to the 15 billion. So yeah, 1 billion. Rome wasn't built in a day. We will use that 1 billion for the greater purposes to actually multiply, so that we as Zimbabweans can have a better future as well.
But which administration was the 15 billion stolen under? Sorry, Hitman, my last question, because you can't say it wasn't this. And what is the plan of recovery? What is the plan to recover that money?
Okay, that 15 billion, as a young man, I just because it was stolen by someone who is long dead, gone. And you see, I believe they are correct people or true people to actually handle that, and to actually even explain to you how they are going to recover the 15 billion, or because I just feel like it's too late. They are not going to recover anything just because the person who knows the answers is gone. So yeah, we don't know. We're just moving forward. Enough with the back.
No, farmers, it's okay, my dear. No, Ralph, my brother, I admire you for your steadfastness in your political belief systems, brother. It's good. I think we must all adapt that. But man, you might even find me trying to vote for ZANU. Plus, it's tired, but no.
You know what, Edmund? The reason why people hate ZanuPF is ZanuPF. When you belong to a political party, you have to understand why it is there and what is the future. Why did it even came into existence? You understand the reason of them behind the name ZanuPF. Why did they form ZanuPF and put it as a political party, as a political movement? You understand? And those are the kind of ideas that actually engulfed me into the ZanuPF ideology. And I do understand the future and why we have to do away with the whites and why the whites are after African resources. And I just feel like ZanuPF and yes, I do admire ANC, some part of me, and EFF, but I don't support them 100%. ZanuPF, we just feel like we're a collective of everything. You understand?
All right, Ralph. Let me answer you quickly. You see, it's not that people hate ZanuPF. The people hate what their liberating party has done to their country. The reason why Zimbabweans are scattered all over the world, it's not because they wanted to be. You hear your Zimbabweans when they speak, they would love to be home, but they can't. Some of them, it's either political prosecution. Some of them said stuff against the regime, and the regime is looking for them. You once even said it. Well, we are going to deal with some of these people. You said it here on this platform. I'm sure the commenters probably also heard you say that. Number two, the economic system is not the best for the people to be in the country. So, Ralph, it is now, do you blame people for saying they hate the ruling party and they hate the current president? People are not in their country. Their livelihoods were destroyed. You even had, what's the lady's name? Susu say it, that some of her relatives were unalived by the current regime and they have not done anything to amend those pains. So, how do you expect people to sit here, Ralph, and say, we love ZANU, if ZANU has been their biggest pain point? If ZANU is the reason they can't be in their country, if ZANU is the reason the medical systems are not working, how do you expect them to be?
I hate you.
I'm not done. Wait, hold on. Don't do that. We have given you enough to preach your ZANU church sermon here. None of us stopped you. But I'm saying to you, do you understand what your people are busy telling you? They are saying we don't hate you as a fellow Zimbabwean. We dislike that party. It is part of it's that party's reason we are all over the world. We are orphans. We are being mistreated in other countries. The country systems don't function. How do you expect us to be there? But then you tell us, no, there's a good story. Which good story, Ralph? Which one is this good story you are telling us? Is it not a good story for the few? What about the many? But go ahead, Ralph. We'll move on. We'll allow
all right. Headman, let me tell you something. Remember, when you go against the whites, they will not stop or deviate from coming back to retaliate on why we actually chase them away. They are out there sponsoring these people and spreading this false propaganda towards people to topple the ZanuPF. You understand? They are not tired. They are ever strengthened. Like they will come in if it has to mean that they will form Zimbabwean opposition parties, pay people on TikTok, do whatever is necessary to actually discredit ZanuPF. These people are not tired, because if they were actually okay with Zimbabwe being Zimbabwe, why did they even sanction us? Because I believe even Russia received less sanction compared to Zimbabwe when they were engaging in WAR with Ukraine. We just feel like, okay, but remember, we are just a small group compared to the whole population of the world, but we faced the harshest, the toughest. So it actually gives you an idea of why is it Zimbabwe? Why is it only ZanuPF? And we as ZanuPF, we try to stand first and remain resolute and competent in every angle. Like, we are not tired. We will always explore and innovate on how we can, as the Black community of Zimbabweans, can actually empower ourselves to actually change the narrative. Look, there are so many Africans out there. They are saying, we cannot topple the whites. You can compare the economy of Zimbabwe to ours. Yes, we are okay with the whites. I'm not going to mention countries, but that's what they are saying. So I just feel like, as Zimbabwe and as ZanuPF, we are just there to exist so that people can actually see a picture of that black community, blacks and Africans can actually do it for themselves within their own countries, because I believe it's a sovereign state, you understand? So we are there to set an example, and we will not distance ourselves from trying to do that. We will be an example that yes, black economy can actually be owned by blacks, and that's what ZanuPF is all about. And I won't try to engage someone to say, come to ZanuPF, you have to change your ideology. People should just listen to understand, listen to their solutions, and put their hearts first. Like, they have to think for their future generations. Because if I employ a white person, what gives me a guarantee that in the near future my kids are going to be safe? Because back then they are the ones that were fought by our forefathers back then to actually take land, and now they want us to come and have a national dialogue of some sort. What gives me a guarantee that they are not a threat to the future? I'm not saying I'm against whites. I'm not racist. I'm not tribalist, but I'm just saying I'm on the lookout. Like, I'm always ever active on an opportunity of threat.
But sorry, Ralph, how do you look at South Africa? Do South Africa, these people are still oppressing? Because of if they were oppressing, I don't think even Zimbabwe should come here in South Africa if these white people are a problem. They come here in South Africa. You guys, you come here in South Africa because of, you see that white people are not a problem. Because I don't think if the white people are the problem to us, you should come. While you see that in Zimbabwe, you don't allow them because of you think that they oppress you, but you are coming here in South Africa, in the country that has the ruling of white people. How does it make sense for you?
Okay. I think I'm one of the few Zimbabweans that will say Zimbabweans in South Africa should actually come back to Zimbabwe. There are employment opportunities, in as much as they might want to say they are oppressed at home. So that's why they flee their countries, or that's why they flee Zimbabwe to actually beg in South Africa and have their rights exploited. You do away with that. This is Mnangagwa's regime. It's a new government, a government that caters for everyone. And we have so many programs. Some of them, they are still under construction. Like, how best can we help those that want to repatriate or those that want to come back to Zimbabwe? There are so many government initiatives that are actually in motion currently, but you're not going to hear this. Like what Hedman said. Hedman says something about a Zimbabwean telling him that he cannot go back to Zimbabwe, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, he's going to give you that narrative because that person has stayed in Namibia for something like 10 years, and you have to understand how much he has invested in Namibia, because you can't just stay 10 years in a foreign country and come back with nothing. Look at the investment that he has done or she has done in that country. Obviously, that person, because of the hard work and the years spent in, is going or she is going to say, yo, I'm not going to go back to Zimbabwe. And him or her being a foreigner, she will, or he will give you a narrative that Zimbabwe is under a bed of our cruel oppressors, which is the ZanuPF. Yet we all know that everything is kind of okay. And I mean it when I say ZanuPF has also been infiltrated by people who are not representing ZanuPF very well. We know about the people, and that's why we have so many government officials fired daily and daily and daily and daily. So yeah, don't trust whatever people say out there.
Okay. Mom, just hold on, Mama. You want to ask him a follow-up question? Ask him quickly, and then we go to Mr. Godson up there. Let's also allow him. He's also Zimbabwean. I'm sure he'd love to give his 2 cents also.
Or can I ask?
Go ahead, ask.
Ralph, you say you are one of the few people who convincing people of Zimbabwe to come back. Remember, we're talking here about teachers, doctors, engineers, whoever is educated, accountants. As you and your government of Zimbabwe will provide that jobs that kick out those people in Zimbabwe, are you guaranteed that when they go back to Zimbabwe, they will find that jobs? Because of the issue here is the jobs. They are outside because of the jobs that is lacking in Zimbabwe. You and your few people, are you believe that your government will provide that for them.
Okay. First of all, they have to realize before everything else, they have to realize that entrepreneurship. That's why entrepreneurship is now compulsory. Even our curriculum, in tertiary, in primary, or in secondary education, we always try to enlist or engulf their minds into believing that they can actually do it themselves. They should be problem solvers. They should be able to give solutions. In as much as Zimbabwe is faced or harmonized by a very big chunk of problems, I like I said before, it's actually an investment opportunity because you guys can monetize from a problem, because remember, you were there to make profit. So as a normal Zimbabwean, when you come back to Zimbabwe, don't expect the government to come and give you a grant. You understand? Because we are not yet there. In as much as we collect the tax, like I said, we have a bigger fish to fry. We have electricity shortages. Remember, there's a new government that is actually in power. You understand? So when they come to Zimbabwe, they should have it within their mindset that they are going there to be entrepreneurs, problem solvers. No one is going to knock on their doors to say, hey, this is $1 or this is 100 zig or whatever. Take it just because you are Zimbabwe. No, we're not going to do that. Problem solvers, critical thinkers, innovators, and you will benefit from Zimbabwe. There are so many resources to be explored, land to be exploited, but only if you follow the correct procedures. That's when you will benefit as a citizen. Don't come up with this protest, or organizing people like have this self-centered mentality that everything it has to be the president. It can also be you. You can solve this, you can do this, and people will be happy for you. Even Zimbabweans will be happy for you.
Okay, Mr. Ralph, let's go. Mr. Godson, let's give you an opportunity. Ralph, you're even opening your camera. Are you opening your camera to prove what? Well, we see you reading from notes. He's reading from notes. Look at Ralph. Ralph, don't show us your notes, your party plans.
Who's that? Who's that? It's Ralph.
So let me tell you. Let me tell you. See what I do. I wanted to prove to everyone. I wanted to prove to everyone. When a question is asked, I write it down so that I answer it correctly.
Ralph. So they gave you a script before you came. Huh? Let me keep quiet. That man, no, I'm defeated. I am defeated.
Yeah, Rasta, it's fine. Ralph, we're playing, my brother. We're playing. Don't get high blood pressure. Mr. Godson, go for it.
Yes.
And
Ralph is used to play. You hear me? Hello, do you hear me?
Mr. Godson,
do you hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Yes, sir. Okay, all right. I think Ralph. I think he's not in Zimbabwe, or maybe he has been talking something like a story or a Mubango story. I don't think he's talking about Zimbabwe. What is happening in Zimbabwe? You know what is happening in Zimbabwe? It hurts our feelings. That thing, it enters into our flesh. It's not something that we can make a drama like what that man is doing. You know, in Zimbabwe, since 1980, we were thinking that maybe things will come all right. And we know that, especially even a man when he's going to school, we know that only 7 years you finish your primary, 5 years you finish your secondary, 6 years you finish your degree. But how can you take 45 years of trying? They said, we are trying. Wait, 5 years, we are coming, we are trying. 5 years, it's like we are being taken as if we are children. So the people like Ralph, let me tell you, Ralph, do you think Zimbabweans are happy? The 16 million of the people of Zimbabwe are not happy. They are not benefiting anything in the country. There's no business that has been created in Zimbabwe or any good thing for the Zimbabweans since Mnangagwa enters. So the people of Zimbabwe are struggling. That's the real thing that we can say now. So that we cannot talk as a drama here and come and lie to the people. So what I want to warn that guy and all those guys who thinks that they can talk good English and what, it's not about good English, it's about the fact and what is happening, the real thing. So the people of Zimbabwe, you know what is happening? There is Dudula here. There is going to be another Dudula. Remember in Zimbabwe, there is another movement that has been that wanted to take again the country again there, because they know that the country has been hijacked by the gangster. That government is a gangster government. Let me tell it like that. Why am I saying that? We do not have soldiers. We do not have policemen. Those are the wings of the ZanuPF. ZanuPF has hijacked everything in their hands. They control everything. You know, a ZanuPF member wearing a ZanuPF t-shirt can control the police station, can tell the station commander. You know, every station commander in every station of the policemen, police station, they put the war veterans. You know, every police station, they put war veteran, every government institution, because they want to control it politically. So you cannot report. Myself, I've been beaten thoroughly. They hold a strong tree, you know, and put it while we are and they said lie down. They put it on top of our back and started beating us. I went to the police myself to report that case. They said, no, it's political. We cannot interfere. Yourself, you must also fight back if you can do that. That answer it was from the police. You see now. So we exactly know that we do not have army in Zimbabwe and police. We do not have for the country. What we have there is just a pretension. They just stand as if they're standing for the country, but they are of ZanuPF. So it's a hijacking. What they did is it can be called hijacking. So all these people who are making drama, one day they are going to disappear, because the movement come next year, this year, you will see what is going to happen. Because there are many tricks, 50 tricks that can happen now to finish those people. Because they are just relaxed and talking shit. They come to the meetings and telling people whatever they want. Hey, if you don't vote tomorrow for ZanuPF, we are going to take the field for you. If you don't vote for ZanuPF, we're going to and they do. They act like that. They won't lie, these people. So they threatened almost everybody in the country. They went together with the Zimbabwean elders, you know, the parents, the old people. But they turned against them. But they were lying for them. Hey, you will get a free school. Your children will go to school for free. You will be given food. There's nothing like that right now. So they hijacked our system. And these young guys, they are being given, especially that guy, I think he has got a car right now that has been given from the government, so that he will be a billboard for that particular ZanuPF to talk something good all the time. And these are the people who are selling the people. You know, myself, each and every time, there's some people from the government who send me messages, threatening messages, always. But I don't fear nothing, because I believe that we have got our ancestors also, we've got God. So these people and our God also, we are going to work together and meet in between. So the people of Zimbabwe, I think if we can have all those people turn their mind, if they don't turn their mind against the ZanuPF, we are going to turn them, because they are being just exploited by this party. So that's all what we can see. The picture you can see, this picture of Zimbabwe can be seen by almost everybody, everywhere. So these guys are putting butter and good things, flowers. They are sellers. Those are the sellers. Like that man from Matabeleland who sold out the Matabeleland in Mnangagwa, who went there and said Mkoma must be silenced, and the party from Mkoma must be silenced. I forget that name. Those are those like that people. That person is the same person who are selling others for the car. Zimbabwe is the richest country. They are exporting 2 tons of gold every day. We don't talk about the emerald. We don't talk about the diamonds. And you have seen the gold mafia, what was happening there. So day and night, there is a drama of stealing and looting happening each and every day. Those guys, especially one person from the cabinet, is richer than the country itself. One person is richer. They even transferred their richness or their economy outside because they know that one day there's going to be a fight here. They already transferred everything outside, you know. So one day, let me tell you and tell you the really thing that the movement is coming there to retake our country. We do not have the liberal leaders. They've been killing everybody. Takawere has been killed. Tongokara has been killed. Mukoma has been forced to join. Everybody never worked according to his own mind. They've been put to the ZanuPF mind. And the ZanuPF is a Zambian party because it has been conquered or taken by the Zambian people. So they divide the people, knowing that if you are divided, they will defeat us. So the Ndebeles and the Shonas must be united and know exactly their enemy. Their enemy are not the tribalism. Their enemy is these people we're supposed to fight. We fight the Mnangagwa and these people, then the Zimbabwe will come again. And then we will do whatever we can do in our country. So I thank you. The Dula in Zimbabwe must come back, must be there in Zimbabwe, must be made also. Especially must be made. We must form the Dula in Zimbabwe to Dula those people also. I thank you very much.
Okay, Mkuru, okay. Sue, you said you wanted to say something. Say something quickly before we go towards the gentleman.
Okay, yeah. I you know what? I just want people to understand, how ZanuPF is. Ne? The ZanuPF is the way that it is. It's not only because of now. This thing dates back to how it was actually formed. You must remember that the original party was ZAPU, which was led by Joshua Nkomo. And then these guys, Robert Mugabe, all these guys, they were also part of ZAPU at that time. And then because of their differences, tribal differences, leadership conflicts, and strategies on how to deal with this colonial war, these guys actually broke out, right? The guys that Ukotsan mentioned, Abo Takawira, Hebe Chiteko, Ndabaning Stole, Robert Mugabe, etc. They formed their own, which was the ZANU, you understand? And remember that these guys already had tribal issues already. So between the Ndebele and the Shonas, this thing didn't start now. It started long time ago. You understand? That is why even Yena Umnangagwa, who was actually the head of security, special securities at that time, when Mugabe was actually the president, he could have stopped the Gugura Hundi. He had the power to stop it, but he didn't. Right? He was in state security heading it when this Gugura Hundi business was going on. You understand? So when he got fired in 2017 as the vice president, already his political career was in danger. Basically, his survival was in danger. He was threatened by the G40, which was the Grace Mugabe faction, right? He had the backup of the army. So things were good for him to become the next president. So imagine if you are, he was at that time when Mugabe was the president, he was Mugabe's closest man, his right-hand man, his second-hand man, you understand? His best strategist, basically. So now then, if you are able to betray your own person who considers you as my closest posse, for what he already did to Mugabe already, number one, will tell you exactly how ZanuPF functions. So in whatever way people can want to, Ralph and they may try to meander about ZanuPF itself, ZANU has been evil from the day that it was created. It already tells you the type of mindset that these people have, that how far they are actually willing to go for power and control. You understand? So there is nothing that can convince us that ZanuPF will ever be good. It will never be good, because from the beginning, their strategy, their policies, their manifesto of who they are individually, as a little group, as a posse, they are evil from day one. From day one, because they practically failed to work together with Joshua Nkomo. Even after they formed ZanuPF, They failed still to work together as a team. And Joshua Nkomo was humble enough, to cooperate with these people. Even during the liberation struggle itself, Zipra and Zandla, they didn't work entirely together. They were also still operating in a way. This is like people from the same country with two different military wings, not working together as a team. So you think that unifying the shoulders and the devils can start anytime soon? This thing dates back. It's not a new thing. It will tell you already, Uti, these ZANU people, their mindset and their strategies, nothing. There is no honesty in anything that they do. There is no honesty. There is no kindness. There is no unity. There is no love amongst themselves. They are a complete disaster, an evil disaster. That is how they are naturally. So always take into consideration why ZanuPF will never think about other people. They will never ever think about their citizens. Never. It's always going to be about them. The same way that Mnangagwa just thought about how can I get into power? How can I get the military loving me? And how can I convince everybody of loving me? You see how Ralph is so indoctrinated, how he's so sucked in. Their poison already worked within them. So amongst themselves, just don't think about the Zimbabwean people, because Zimbabwean people were mixed, Shonas and Debeles, Kalangas, Vendas. The ZanuPF itself, its own little community, those ones, Babi, they are evil on their own, and they will never ever think about the citizens of Zimbabwe. Never. What more thinking about Matebeleland? What more even putting Matebeleland into any form of consideration? If he himself, the president of the country, who was at one point in time the head of justice of defense, could not defend. He did not have the responsibility to protect Zimbabweans from Matebeleland. He didn't have that. So do you really think that he's going to care now, when he didn't care when they were actually being unalived? Do you think he's going to care now? He's not going to care. Not at all. If he was able to betray his own people from ZanuPF, do you think he's even going to care about the rest of the Shonas who are not ZanuPF members? He's not going to care. You guys need to understand these people very, very, very well. They will never change. All that they are going to do is to continue to pass this evil mindset amongst themselves to their children, to their children's children. It will continue and continue. So, Ralph Angel, I don't blame him the way he thinks, and the rest of them that think like him. I don't blame him. It's very, very sad. It's very, very sad. And it's unfortunate to the citizens of Zimbabwe are suffering, from what ZANU created. Their poison is just slowly has spilled through into the citizens, and now isn't overlapping into other countries where it's very sad. Yeah, it's very, very sad. So guys, understand, do your research about ZanuPF, do your research about these people first. Then you'll get to understand how their brain mindset, how they think. They don't just do things, these guys. They don't just do things. They will always be 100 steps ahead of you on how they are going to manipulate and destroy you. You see?
Thank you, Mazwi. Your 5 minutes is up. Let's give Mr. Is it Pep?
Headman.
Yes, sir.
Are you still sharp, man? Are you not depressed?
This topic is depressing. We are all depressed, Rasta.
So Headman, do you think when you go to Zimbabwe you'll come back alive?
I doubt with Ralph and his cronies that are here, they are probably recording me. Remember the other day, Rasta,
Headman.
Rasta, remember the other day we're talking of Tanzania. A random Zimbabwean in the comments writes, Headman and Rasta, one day is one day. You will end up in Zimbabwe. One day is one day. Look at it. If a person is saying one day is one day, that's a threat.
When I go there, I will call Ralph first to say, Ralph, check the top list of the most wanted if Rasta and Headman are there. But Ralph, do you trust Ralph to tell us beforehand?
No, with Ralph, it's 50-50. You'll either give us up or you can tell us it's 50-50 there, my leader. So, but
I can see that he's not a just man. We can't trust him. But it's fine, Headman. Let me continue here. I'm busy. I'm eating. Let me wait for you. Sharp.
no problem. Let's give it to Mr. Peperos. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Rasta housing.
I'm not there. I'm not there. Only Headman is there. Me, I'm not there, bro.
Okay. It mean kunjan.
I'm good, my leader. How are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah, uyabona i-problem ekhona eZimbabwe. Abantu abaningi bangayichazi or bangayikhulumi. Ukuthi iZimbabwe i-divided. Uyabona there's a side Plumtree, Botswana border.
Petros, can you stick to English, bro? We don't understand.
I'm not good in good English.
It's fine. Speak your language. Let's continue.
Yeah. So there's this side border, it's Bed Bridge. Then there's another side border, it's Botswana side. Then there's this side, Harare side. Zimbabwe is divided into three. When you go in Plumtree, which is Botswana border, they use pool, that side. Then when you come this Bedbridge side up to Matebele and Bulawayo, they use rand. Then when you go this side Harare from Midlands, you go Harare, they use US dollars. So all these people, they were divided. So this side in Harare, they do whatever they do that side. Then in Plumtree to Bulawayo vayenza lokho banjani bakuyenzayo, but abayenzi into efana nayo. So sasuka sajwayela ukuthi abanye abantu noma umntwana esuka ekhula eqeda isikolo into yabe icabanga ukuhamba eGoli or ukuhamba eSouth Africa or ukuhamba eBotswana or ukuhamba kulenye ilizwe. So liyana yi-system yangena abantu ukuthi noma angakazami ukusebenza ukuthi akwazi ukuthi azisebenzele athole umsebenzi before I move to another country, into yabe semqondweni wakhe ukuthi ngifuna ukuhamba eGoli because whole family iseGoli or whole family iseBotswana or whole family iseNamibia. So although eqeda isikolo angakazami ngisho uku-apply umsebenzi, uqala ukucabanga ukuthi ufuna ukuhamba eGoli ngoba yikho kulezihlobo zakhe, because silabantu bawusuke eZimbabwe kudala babuya bazohlala lapha eSouth Africa. So ama-families abo bonke alokhu elandelela noma bengela into bazabuya bayiyenze lapha eGoli noma engela umsebenzi awulandayo ufuna ukuthi aze abuye. So that thing iya-affect ukuthi umuntu wakhona noma umbonisa ukuthi akabuyele ekhaya ayoyenza akala into ayaziyo ekhaya as such. So sokumuntu ukuthi uyabe selinde ukuthi aza athole into elula ukuthi ayenze ekhaya, but akasoze ayithole into elula ukuthi ayenze ekhaya because akazake afundi ilife yaseZimbabwe. So yi-problem enabantu abaningi. So although idudula inisithi abantu abahambe abasoze bahambe because bayakwazi vele ukuthi uma befika khona le akala into ayaziyo. Yes, isimo sinzima, iZimbabwe inzima, imali ayikho ayisebenzi, but khona kuya ukudivide khona because kulamanye abantu baseZimbabwe bangafisiyo ukubuya eSouth Africa ukuthi ungamtshela ukuthi asambe eSouth Africa or go to Botswana uyakutshela vele ukuthi ngihamba kuyayenzana ngoba wafunda life yakhona le wabakwazi ukuthi imali yalapha idingwa njani. You understand?
All right, Thank you, Mr. Petros. We heard you. We heard you. So you're saying we can chase you out of our country, but you will not go. You will refuse to go back. What you're saying?
Yeah, a lot of people they refuse to go back because they don't know Zimbabwe. Because once they finish to go to school, they come in South Africa or they go somewhere, so they don't know what they were going to do there.
I can agree with Petros. Even our government, the government of the ANC, they don't see that as a problem. They are seeing that it's fine. It's like they know that there are the people who are in Zimbabwe who have a right to come here in South Africa. It's not only those Zimbabweans, even our ANC government, they believe on that. They are the people of Zimbabwe who can be Zimbabwean, but when it comes to financially or economy, they must benefit in South Africa, not in Zimbabwe. Our government actually is a big problem in this issue of Zimbabwe. You can even check the teachers. Remember ZEP number 1. Why Zuma signed ZEP if South Africa disagree with what Pedro said? Yes, you can tell that yes.
Mamfundisi, I want you to summarize. I want to bring somebody in your place. You have said a lot and powerful things. I want us to add some word because I see over 5 requests. Can we bring at least other people to hear what they have to say, especially Zimbabweans?
Can I finish? Then I drop. I don't want to drop. I said anything. Thank you. Yeah, I can tell you, as Ususu was saying, here in South Africa, we've got teachers who are from Zimbabwe. While our teachers are finished, they don't have a job. But to the government of the ANC, that is not a problem. We even have the engineers. We even have the doctors now in South Africa. You can see that this thing is planned long ago to say people of Zimbabwe, once they are educated, there will never be a benefit of Zimbabwe as a country. There will be a benefit, I don't know, the benefit of the world. But at the end of the day, they are being exploited. So this thing is between ANC and the ZANU, I can tell you. We have to fight as a South Africans to help on this. Yeah, okay, thank you, host.
Headman, it's all on you, man. I just wanted to say let's bring more people on you.
Mr. Rasta, just really run it. I'm just on a call here in the background. I'll get back to you now.
Oh, all right. FML, I don't know where were you. I don't know where were you. Bitumelo, please support the platform. How are you? Bitumelo, please support the platform. How are you? Everyone, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. I'm outside in the rain. Let me bring Professor with the purple profile picture. Professor with the purple profile picture. You are not there. Let me bring my course. Let me bring. My course, I brought you up. I'm not sure if you are there.